Hi guys, and welcome back to Review Starlight. So, today I have a very exciting video. As you can see with the title, I'm going to be going over all of the cards I think you should scout/save for on the EN server. Quick disclaimer before we begin though, I will be referring to the cards in the order which they appeared on the JP server. Do note that the EN server is notorious for not following the same order, as we've seen with Kirifest Karuka, which, mind you, has been out for almost a year on JP and still isn't on EN. Moreover, take the order of these cards with a grain of salt and make sure to prioritize which cards you absolutely need for your team when you scout. Also, one more thing, I'm ranking these cards in terms of the current PvP meta, since some of the cards are better for PvE. If you'd like more detailed explanation of those specific cards, just let me know in the comments or something. With that, let's begin. So, we are starting off strong, introducing the upcoming Venus and Cupid set, which I would guess should be on its way to the EN server pretty soon. This set contains seasonal limited Cupid Shizuha and Kirifest limited Cupid Yachio. Yachio is a super good aggro tank, however, her agility is abysmal, and which is why I would advise to prioritize Venus Shizuha over her. Even with an agility memoir, Cupid Yachio will still be far behind other aggro tanks. And in addition, like most tanks, aside from her climax, she deals 0 damage. With that being said though, she's still a great tank, and in order to maximize her usefulness, it honestly just depends on what team you have / whatever team the opponent is running. So if you do get her and you do scout for her, I would suggest pairing her with an agility down stage girl, for example, Lubu Meifan, as well as an agility up memoir for herself. Venus Shizuha, however, is a really good card. Unlike Yachio, she is the 7th fastest girl in the game, which means you can utilize her climax, a powerful 4-hit AoE move that deals confusion, likely before any target fixation tanks can activate. But with that being said, it kind of depends on what memoirs that are being used, obviously. Her 2 AP is a boring slash of brilliance, and her 3 APs are brilliance, restoration, and confusion to all enemies with certain probability. She is a season limited, which is why I guess I would recommend scouting for her over Yachio, especially if you have a good PvP tank already. She will appear in the season banners, of course, so you can always wait and hope she spooks you in one of those if you do end up scouting for her and you don't manage to get her. Anyways, these 2 cards are going to be coming up, hopefully to the EN server very soon. So if you don't have a good tank already, definitely scout for Yachio. And yeah, they're great PvP cards, so prepare your gems. The next banner that should be following suit after the Cupid set would be the Hermes banner. This contains Hermes Meifan. I'm not going to go into too much detail about Hermes Meifan, but basically, as I said before, if you don't already have a good PvP tank, I would recommend scouting for Hermes. She is slightly better than Cupid Yachio in my opinion, just because of her 3 APs. The first one grants target fixation with evasion probability, and the second one does provoke to the enemies. She really shines through though with her climax, which is a powerful 4-hit target or AoE move that increases the agilities of all of the allies. Her only downside really is that she doesn't deal damage aside from her climax, similar to Yachio's downfall, but honestly, that's to be expected with all tanks. With that being said, if you already have a good PvP tank, and by good PvP tank, I'm mostly referring to Puck Futaba, which I know she really isn't a tank, she's a midliner, but like, let's be real, she's really strong. So Puck Futaba or Perseus, if you have those 2, then you could probably skip her. But yeah, she's a really good tank, and honestly, I guess I would prioritize her over Yachio, but it really depends. They're both pretty good for PvP, so it's honestly up to you. In between this time, JP saw Star Diamond Aruru enter the scene. I would recommend skipping this banner unless you're a huge Aruru fan or Star Diamond fan. You're trying to like collect all of the Star Diamond cards. Her climax does deal confusion and can be useful. She also, one of her 2 AP moves grants an evasion up, which can be used to avoid a finishing act, but her card is not as much of a game changer like some of the other upcoming cards, so that's why I would probably recommend skipping her. But honestly, she's a good card. If you like her, go scout for her. The next one that I'm going to be touching is Jekyll Juna. She is an amazing card. Yeah, I would consider her a support and an attacker card, I guess. Her 2 APs are a Slash of Brilliance, and her second one eliminates the enemy's positive effects, such as Act Up, HP restoration, etc., which is so annoying to go after. I cannot count the number of times where I've just activated my ETA to restore my HP and she takes that away from me. It is so annoying when used correctly. Her 3 AP gives the chance to stun the enemies while restoring brilliance to allies. Again, super annoying to go against. Oh my gosh, her climax is a powerful 4-hit AoE move that deals Act Up, Crit Up, and restores HP to self, which is amazing, which is why I guess I kind of consider her support. I don't know, she's kind of like supporting herself, but she's, okay, whatever. Point is, she's really strong. An all-around good card that many people use in JP PvP. She's a Curefest limited, I think. I'm not sure, I don't remember, but I think she's a Curefest limited, or she's a perm. One of those two. So if you don't get her during her Raid Up banner, there's always a chance she can spook you later. So after this, we have Curefest Mahiru. Again, another card that I would highly suggest scouting for. Her banner is a super Curefest, as well as a step up, so your chances of picking her up along with other super meta cards, such as Jekyll Juna, is going to be pretty high. Her 2 APs are a Slash of Brilliance, as well as moves attacking the 3 frontmost enemies with chances of dealing sleep and freeze. These moves are pretty self-explanatory. They're nightmares, especially if there are only a few cards standing and you keep getting paralyzed by her, which honestly has happened to me so many times I can't even count. It's so annoying. Her climax 4-hit AoE move that targets the first 3 enemies grants Act Power Up, Norm, and Special Defense Up to allies. I would honestly say this card is a triple threat and is definitely worth scouting for, especially because her banner is a super Brilliance Fest, or Curefest, Brilliance Fest, whatever. So yes, scout for this card. She's really good. I regret not getting her. Well, no.
I went all out for her and she didn't come home.
So don't be like me. Scout for her when you can. The next few cards that came to JP are pretty decent. These cards are namely Maskuro, Kar Akira, and Maid Rui. However, they're not super noteworthy in my opinion, which is why I won't be talking about them. Sleeping Beauty, on the other hand, is such a good card to scout for. I feel like I'm saying this about like all of these cards, but like honestly, scout for Sleeping Beauty Ekari. Like Mahiru, her banner features Super Brilliance Fest, so if you have gems, just go all out for her. Her 2 APs are the typical Slash of Brilliance, and her second one attacks the first enemy and can grant Sleep, which is amazing for stopping target fixation tanks such as Perseus, the other ones, Hermes, Yachio, all of those sorts of tanks. Her 3 AP is by far her best move. This is so annoying because it activates negative effect resistance to 3 allies for 3 turns. And 3 turns doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're trying to like, if you're using like a lot of like continuous effect cards, it is so annoying to go against. This means anything like slow burn, poison, blindness, agility, act power down is ineffective, which is so annoying. I cannot stress this enough. This move is so good. I wish I had scouted for her when she came to JP. Her climax puts 3 enemies to sleep with certain probability. Moreover, this is another crazy meta card. Scout for her. Don't be like me and regret not getting her months later. The last cards I will talk about is the cheerleading set, which just recently came to JP. So honestly, if you're an EN player and you only play EN, you probably won't have to worry about this set coming for a while. But then honestly, I was not expecting the new Tamao to come to EN when she did, so you don't know. EN is a weird place. But anyways, so the 3 cheerleader cards that are great for PvP are Cheer Maya, Cheer Tsukasa, and lastly, Cheer Yachio. This is like the 3 musketeers of strong PvP cards. While both Maya and Tsukasa are great, I'm only going to be talking about Cheer Yachio because I cannot stress this enough, this card is freaking insane. If you are interested in keeping up with meta cards, this one is for you. Yachio's 2 APs are Slash of Brilliance and Evasion Rate to 3 front enemies, which in addition to the evasion, also grants recovery for 3 turns. Her 3 AP increases her act and crit rate, but where she really goes off is with her climax. This freaking climax is so annoying. It's a 3-hit that grants damage reduction to all allies, as well as exit avoidance to all allies, which lasts for 3 turns. Again, I don't need to say anything. It's so annoying. It's so hard, it makes it almost impossible to kill off enemies like you normally would in a regular PvP match. They just keep coming back. To wrap up, she's a seasoned limb, so even if you don't get her in the step-up banner, like me, I wasted 15k gems and I regret it so much, there's still a chance she can spook you in upcoming banners, so keep that in mind. Also, I have a feeling JP will release another select season 4-star pack, I guess. So if that does come out, which I'm assuming they'll do because they just did it, then I would definitely recommend buying it. It's like $100, which is a lot. I don't know, just like save your money up or something and like getting this card because she's just that good. She's so amazing. So yeah, I guess that concludes the list of cards I personally think you should save for. I didn't go over all of the upcoming cards and kind of brush past like Cupid Yachio, Maskuro, Car Akira, Maid Rui, and the last of the cheerleading set currently, which was Cheerleader Ichie. Not because they aren't great cards, but really just because the other ones are just that much better. I'm thinking of doing another PvE cards video to save for, but we'll see. I hope this helps you figure out what cards you need to save for. Again, I want to stress the importance though, to scout for what you need and not just because a card is considered meta. A lot of these cards, do note, can be replaced if you already have one that has a similar kit or similar skill set. Anyways, I hope this helps. I'm thinking of doing another video on how to save/farm gems on Review to help all of the struggling free-to-play players/dolphins stay relevant in PvP against all of the whales. With that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye and good luck!